typical process at the off-plan purchase is what we offer is it starts. Our services start from the military application. The military application is to get a military clearance. All foreigners need to have a military clearance before getting to the completion. So at that stage we basically support them for the military clearance. We collect all their required documents from them, from the developer, and then present that at the land registry. And that process is now shortened compared to a year ago. They have made some reforms there, and it takes minimum 3 weeks, but maximum 2 months we calculate right now. We had cases where we got in 4 weeks basically for an entity, not even the individual. Entity is more complicated. Within 4 weeks the military clearance. So that's the first step. The second step is the buyer has a paid deposit. We have initiated military clearance. The property is construction finished. We go and do the snagging. We take pictures within the building, look, control, send them to the owner, and do basically any kind of damage claims to the developer and what needs to be done before completion can take place. A third step is if no lawyer is engaged, because you don't need a lawyer to be engaged for the title exchange, then we basically represent the buyer in front of the land registry, title registry, and do the title exchange. After that, basically the rental period starts. At that point we basically start to market the property, interview tenants, do tenants checks, sign the tenancy agreement, and start basically the rental management process. That involves basically monthly controls of payments. That involves monthly control of FM accounts, the maintenance charges, and if necessary we initiate eviction cases if tenants are delinquent over a certain period of time. Another point is after the buyer has completed, within 3 months they need to go to their registered municipality and register the property and get a property tax ID. That's another obligation, and then we do you have twice in May and in November, I think, the property tax payments. We do then these payments after the registration has taken place, and that's happening in the second year, I think, after property. The third thing what we do, another thing what we do is you need to file the income tax, and after a certain threshold you do income tax. You're obliged in Turkey to file your income tax. In most cases our clients have not been due to pay income taxes, but the filing has had to be done because there are tax deductible allowances. Like depreciation rates are higher for the first 5 years basically. But there you need to also go to your tax, this time not to the municipality but to the tax authorities at wherever you're registered, and activate the tax ID number. You will get you probably have a temporary tax ID number during completion or at the purchase or at the setup of an account. Some lawyers initiate their temporary income tax IDs, but these are not valid to file the income tax ID, the income tax returns. After that, so we discussed pre-completion, we discussed rental management, we discussed taxes. Another point important is insurances. We set up the initial insurance, like the earthquake insurance, and a lot of our clients also opt for voluntary insurance like content and building insurance. I think these are the main items basically of a typical process during the holding of a property and before purchase and the completion.